So here we have Jacob, who at our locals ran a Yosenju Kaiju deck. How did you do at the locals today?
I went 3-1 today. I misplayed on the first game, otherwise I probably could have went 4-0. But yeah, that misplay really did it for me. I love the deck. It's so fun. It's really trolly though. It's kind of funny to see people get mad, but sometimes you feel sorry for them too. And like I said, I had to duel my buddy today, and I beat him, and I usually don't do that. So I kind of felt bad for him.
Granted, you don't run this deck too much.
No, I really don't. I kind of just put it together, and I wanted to try it today. After I had tried it, just between me and a couple of my friends, and I figured I'd try it because it seemed pretty good. So I made it, and I did really good today. Didn't win anything, but I did. I went 3-1, which I usually don't do. So.
Not bad. Alright,
let's get into the deck.
Let's go to the main deck.
Start off, got 3-1s, and if you don't know Yosenjus, this is your bouncer. You can normal summon 2 and 3 or any other Yosenju card, and at the end phase, bounce this plus 2 and 3, and this guy right here. Don't really know the name. Can't really pronounce it.
Sujik.
But he gets bounced back as well during the end phase, and they have to be bounced back. But yes, he's your bouncer. He's your main you want to go to if you don't have anything and you need to bounce something. This is your main guy. Then you want to go 3-2. He is your guy who attacks directly. I mean, that's really all he does. If he attacks directly, his attack is half, but that is only if you use his effect. Say he has no monsters on the field, you can hit for the full 18 or effect of other cards that boosted it. 3 of Yosenju, 3. It is your searcher, but only when a Yosenju does damage. It has to be an other Yosenju. It cannot be 3. It can be 1, 2, or
Sujik.
This guy, Sujik. And they have to inflict damage, and then you can search out, I believe, any Yosenju card. Yes, any Yosenju card from deck. So if you really need to, you can search out Secret Move or something. And for my one-ofs, Yosenju-wise, I run Yosenju L, your scales. And obviously, Sujik. Your scale is to basically protect them from Torrential, Solemn Warning,
Mirror Force,
all
Strike.
that good stuff.
Protect from Strike.
I believe
also.
it can do that from Strike as well. It's Pendulum effect. If they are to be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can destroy this card instead.
Yeah.
And then this guy is your attacks basically during either your opponent's battle phase or your battle phase. When you send your monster I control battles an opponent's monster, I can discard this card, then target one monster you control. It gains 1,000 attack till the end of the turn. And then, or I can target one Yosenju monster and it gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. I like to do that a lot for kind of finishing or to get over something. Like I faced a Dark Paladin today, and with one of my other cards it changed it to defense, and I had to attack over it defensive-wise, so I add 1,000 to that to attack over that. I couldn't bounce it back because I didn't have one.
Any reason you only run one of the scales?
Well, R isn't really that good. L is, you don't really need it because you're just bouncing stuff back, and plus with the back row in this deck, it's kind of simple. And then starting off with the Kaijus, I run 3 Dogaran. Obviously you can only control one Kaiju, tribute it off. His effect is if you have 3 tokens anywhere or counters anywhere on the field, you can, it's basically a Regeki. Just remove 3 counters from anywhere and destroy all your monsters your opponent controls. And that's all it does. It's a 3 grand beater, so it's pretty good. It's kind of something you want to keep on your side if you're going to tribute off Kaiju to your opponent's side of the field. And then for one-ofs, I run 1 Gamma Seal, 1 Sticky String, and 1 Grand Mole. Grand Mole for the obvious reason. Bounce back to hand if you have nothing. Gamma Seals negate a card effect. Whenever card effect is activated, you only have to remove 2 tokens, and obviously if you're going to special summon him to your side, you want him in defense because he has 3k, and opponent's side and attack because he has 22, and then you could go into Dogaran and attack over it. Sticky String, I believe you can remove 2 counters and negate its effect, negate a card's effect, and it cannot attack. And then that is all your monsters. For starting off with spells, I run 3 Kaiju Waterfront. This is a really simple field spell. You activate it each time a card is sent to the graveyard by anything. Anytime something hits the grave, it gets a counter. Its max is 5, and while it has 3 or more counters on it, during the main phase, you can add a Kaiju from your deck to hand. You don't have to discard or drop any counters. You just add to hand, and that's where you get your main counters from. It's pretty simple as that. And then next off, I run 3 Tenki, obviously for search, because they are all Beast Warriors.
All the Yosenjus are.
Yes, they are. And that is mainly, obviously, you search for something you need, and it all gains 100 attack and defense per Tenki used, but obviously you can only activate once per turn.
Yeah.
And then your 2s, I run 2 Terraforming, obvious reasons.
Yeah, for the Waterfront.
For the Waterfront. 2 trade-ins, just in case you don't have anything good. You can discard Dogaran or Gameciel. They are both level 8.
What about the Sticky String? Is he only level 7?
I believe he is level 7, yes.
Yes, he's level 7.
He's level 7.
Alright, so yep, trade-ins are good for that.
And then your one-ofs for spells are 1 Run, Dimensional Fissure, and 1 MST, just in case. I probably could run Twin Twisters, but I think MST is better because sometimes you don't want
to discard
anything in this deck. Yeah. Obviously, for Dimensional Fissure. And
yep.
Starting your trap lineup, you run 2 Secret Move, basically when any spell or trap card is activated, and I control at least 1 Kaiju card.
No, Yosenju card. Yosenju card, not Kaiju card.
Ooh, sorry, excuse me. Yes, Yosenju. And whenever it's activated and I have at least a Senju card on face-up monster on the field, and they are all Yosenjus, I negate the activation and destroy it. It is really good. It doesn't have to target or anything. It's when it's activated and I have a Yosenju monster.
Yep, or Yosenju card, actually.
Yeah, Yosenju card.
Yeah.
Next 2, I run Fiendish. 2 Fiendish for the obvious reason. I actually had to Fiendish, I believe Dark Paladin I had to Fiendish, and with one of these next cards is why it was in defense, but it got changed back, and then I Fiendished it so it couldn't attack because it was at 4,900.
Yep.
And then for one-ofs,
there's a lot.
There's a lot of one-of traps.
Yeah, just go
I'm going to go 3, lose 1 turn, remove Brainwashing, and Storming Mirror Force.
Yep.
So say lose 1 turn for the obvious reason, you go to Special Summon. This is where I misplayed. I should have normal summoned a Kama 1 and then activated lose 1 turn, and then tributed off for one of the Kaijus, but I tributed off the Kaiju first instead of doing this, so it was still an attack. And then I think he did something with my Kama 1. I think he warninged it, Solemn warninged it, and I couldn't do anything. I mean, I believe I had this set still. This was originally supposed to be Mirror Force, but with the more return to hand, I figured I'd put Storming just to make it more trolly, I guess.
Yeah.
And obviously remove Brainwashing. Say I tribute
opponent's monster.
Yes, for one of my Kaijus, and then say they book a Moon, my Kama 1 or something. You activate this, and it'll obviously go back to my hand.
Your side of the field, actually.
No, it goes to the hand.
Oh, back to hand?
Back to the owners.
Oh, okay, yep.
And then next one-ofs, I run 1 Torrential, obvious reason.
Yep.
Bottomless, obviously reason.
Yep, staples.
Macrocosmos, and Solemn Warning for the obvious. Macrocosmos is, I used that also against the dude who had Dark Paladin. He ran a Buster Blader Magician, and with all his stuff going to the Banish instead of Graveyard, he couldn't do much. Considering I won this round 2 and round 1, but round 2 I won because he had 3 maxis in hand and he couldn't do anything with because I had Macrocosmos.
It was so funny because he had
The
What was
next-
it? Three Max C's, an Oath Dragon Magician, and something else.
Yes, he did, and his next draw would have been Dragon
Dragon
Pit
Pit.
before the game ended, and that is all he needed.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
so funny.
It was hilarious.
Now for the extra deck,
Alright.
you don't really have to go into the extra deck this much. I only went into it, like, I think once or twice, and that was when this one kid had a full back row of 5, and, it scared me a little bit, and I wasn't sure, so I went into some. Ouroboros, basically one of his first effects, he's 3 level 4, which is pretty easy with Yosenjus. His first effect is I can target one card my opponent controls and return it to the hand. And I can send the next one is I can send one random card from the hand to the graveyard, and then I can target one of my opponent's cards in their graveyard and banish it. You can only activate one per turn. Actually, you can only activate one effect
Per turn.
per turn.
Yep.
And then obvious Ouroboros is really good. Abyss Dweller, just in case you run into like Monarchs or something. If you know they're running Monarchs, use Abyss Dweller and use it good. As soon as they activate, if you get it out first turn, activate its effect on their turn so they cannot do anything.
Yep.
It just basically stops them from doing anything at all.
Yep.
Castell? Or
That's
not
a-
Castell,
that's-
number 101, sorry.
Wow.
I was looking at Castell.
Of course you were.
101, obviously, reason. Take monster you
monsters.
can't get over.
Yep.
Then next card is Castell. I would run 2 if I had another one, but I
What?
do not, so I'm running the 1. I don't have a full 15 card extra deck. I think I have 14 or 13. Yes, I have 13 because I'm also missing another card, but I would run 2 Castell. And then for the next 2, I run 2 Cowboy. Obviously, Cowboy burns. That is really only the main reason I go
Cowboy.
Cowboy is for the burns, because
damage.
sometimes I don't get them all the way done. So might as well
And
just
burn.
finish it off with an 800 burn.
I think both of us did that today. Or did you do it today at all?
No, I did not do it today.
I know I did it today to someone.
Next card is Heartland Draco, number 82.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can use it for your 10 keys because it's an infinite spell.
Yep.
And with infinite spell, it cannot be destroyed or targeted by card effects. It cannot be targeted by attacks. And you can detach one and attack your opponent directly for 2k.
Yeah.
And then Pet Phantasmal Dragon.
Ooh.
That also it needs 3 level 4s wind, and obviously they're all wind types, all the Yosenjus.
Yeah.
And this card can attack your opponent directly too, and during each, I believe it can only attack with materials. It can only be resolved with materials on it.
Okay.
But it can attack directly for 2k, and during each of your turns, you have to detach one.
Makes sense.
And Fire King, for just some obvious reasons that you don't need to negate monster effects. They all become normal monsters, so they can't have their effects at all.
Yep.
And then Steel Swarm Roach to prevent level 5 or higher special summons and stuff.
Special summons. I was thinking monster effects, but I don't know why.
This is one of the cards I went into today. It actually helped me a lot. Lightning Jidori. When it is Xyz summoned, I can target a set card my opponent controls and return it to the bottom of the deck. And when I actually did that, I actually sent back a Mirror Force on the dude that had a whole back row, so I actually got lucky on my pick. And then you can detach and target one face-up card my opponent controls, and return that target to the top of the deck.
Yep.
And that is it for my extra deck. Oh, one other extra deck I would run, besides the extra Castell, is 103. 103 is really good.
That is.
I obviously do
that is
not
what,
have
Ragnar
it.
Zero.
I believe it is Ragnar Zero. I do not have it. I wish I did.
Don't we all?
Some people have it. Some
Yeah.
people don't. I don't have it at the moment.
Yeah.
And then for my side deck, I run one
An extra MST.
another MST just in case.
'Cause you never know.
One Mind Crush,
Yeah.
one Trap Jammer.
Yeah.
Probably should be Trap Stun, but
But whatever.
Trap Jammer's all I had at the
Yeah.
moment. 2 Retaliating C and 2 Flying C. Flying C obviously for stopping XZ plays. My buddy had that put on him at regionals,
Oh.
and it completely stopped him. He could not do anything. So Flying C
Yeah.
is really good to
Yeah, I
to
think-
stop XZ plays. But most of the time, with your Yosenjus and your Kaijus, you can just tribute them off. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but this is just in case you can't do anything.
Yeah.
So that's really it for my deck profile. I hope you'll enjoy it if you really want to build it. I find it really, really fun.
It's a really good troll deck.
It is really trolly, and yeah, I hope you like it.
All right.